Hi folks, I am back again. Like I mentioned, some of you may have noticed one of my vlogs. I completed my first half marathon this weekend, extremely excited, and so I didn't make any videos in last few days, but here I am. Today we are going to be discussing what is responsible AI and what are those 5 or 6 main key pillars which are defining this responsible AI framework. AI is all over us. It is all around us. Every product that we use, every company that we use, any software product that we use, everybody claims to have AI working for them. It's a good thing and not a good thing as well. It's a good thing because AI takes a lot of things away, learns from what our behaviors are. Bad thing because we really don't know how much and what pieces are driven by AI in a lot of situations. So that is one of the reasons this topic is so interesting. The other big issue which I've generally seen with AI versus human beings is AI is generally based on data. Whatever data is given to the models and is used to train those models, AI runs based on that. So it's very important to understand biases may exist or may not exist, what type of training data has been given. So to unify all of this globally as we become more and more receptive towards AI in our larger lives, there is this concept of responsible AI which came in. So that is what we'll be deconstructing in today's video. Hi, my name is Saurabh and I started this channel to talk about some of the emerging tech and help newcomers learn about these technologies and build a strong career. Going back to the topic of responsible AI actually is based on 5 core pillars. Now, if you go across companies from Microsoft to Google to Amazon, you will find difference between how they define or break these pillars. But overall, let's understand the concept very quickly. The 5 pillars are fairness, transparency, privacy, accountability, and security. Let's go through each of them. Number 1 is fairness. Fairness in simple terms means that there are no biases when it is making decisions. So for example, let's assume a training set data is given to a model for making recruitment decisions, and the data which is given to the model actually shows that for most of the technology roles, guys or male candidates have been applying. This could bias the selection criteria or the choosings of the right candidate by the model. It could accidentally build this bias that the right candidate is supposed to be a male candidate. That is the definition of having fairness built into responsible AI framework. That is point number 1. So what this principle typically requires companies that they must use diverse set of data. That diverse set of data, like in our example, must enable the model to kind of look at the wider geography and not create any type of biases towards either a community or a certain group or a certain type of profession of people. The second principle or the pillar is transparency. Transparency simply means you should be able to track back or trace back how a decision was made and on what basis the decision was made. Think that you apply for a loan through a large bank, let's say a Citibank. Your loan is rejected, right? But it doesn't give you any information. You reach out to the banking officer, they try to look through everything, and they just come back to you and say, we don't know why the loan was rejected, but the application did so. That is something which the systems want to avoid. Especially if a system is using artificial intelligence, the principle requires that there should be traceability on how a decision was arrived at. This is extremely key, especially in the business scenario where you want your stakeholders, your shareholders, your customers, your employees to know how certain decisions are being made. This could apply in the terms of hiring decisions. This could apply in cases where people are let go and performance reviews. So the applications are wide. Transparency is a huge integral part of the framework. Third principle is privacy. Privacy again has been one of those hot topics for many years now, so a lot more clearer definition is available. But privacy means when we use AI, for example, you use a chatbot, you don't want all the conversation which you are having with the chatbot, to mine information, to learn about something, be available publicly or be shared with somebody. Similarly, the chats what we have even within our organizations, you don't want those chats to be suddenly made public and the admin having access to all the chats across people. So in a very simple terms, even within enterprises, businesses, privacy means all of our personal information is kept safely. Number 4 is accountability. Accountability, again, as the name tells you, focuses more on knowing who is responsible. Especially when the more we use artificial intelligence, the more decisions are being made through the computation process. But eventually you want somebody to be held accountable for every decision the computers and the AI is making. This is one of those things I talked about very recently. A law is coming into act which will hold companies accountable even if the AI is making decisions. So accountability simply means that even though a computer, an artificial intelligence is making decisions for you, there is some oversight from a human being, because the company, the enterprise using that AI, that software is going to be held liable, and they are going to be held accountable for these decisions. A very simple example for this could be a company is making budget forecasts or sales forecasts or any type of forecasting activities happening, and then they use artificial intelligence based models. The numbers are completely messed up. They cannot just simply go back to the shareholders and say AI made these mistakes. The company is still going to be liable and held accountable for their decision. And last pillar is security. I think security is something which I've seen grow massively in last 4-5 years. Enterprises, especially the B2B world, has woken up to the realities of security and what they need to do. Artificial intelligence growing at the pace it is, security is probably the single most important pillar of responsible AI. Every data which is used to train the models, every decision which is made using the models, every user which interacts with the models and the applications, everything has to be kept secure. So the endpoints, the conversations, the data exchanges, the data backups, everything has to be kept secure, because there's a huge potential for breach which exists, and then that could have devastating effects. Imagine, a breach that happens in a system which makes recommendations for medical patients. Not only their data is stolen, but if the AI is messed with, it could make the wrong recommendations, wrong decisions, and that could be deadly. So in the end, simply remember these 5 principles. Fairness means there are no biases that should exist within your artificial intelligence and the computations that take place. Transparency, you should always be able to figure out how an outcome was determined. Privacy, you keep the personal data safe. Accountability, you should always know somebody is responsible for this. You cannot put this on AI. And security, you must keep data and systems and all of that secure. So in the end, responsible AI isn't just about technology. It is about making safe use of the artificial intelligence, keeping our people and our data and our technology and our businesses safe and secure. I hope this was useful, and if you have any questions, please do comment, and or you could reach out directly to me on my email ID quitefar@gmail.com. For now, bye.